welcome to this lecture. In this video, we are going to discuss about the previous year NEET question in the year of 1989 in physical chemistry under the topic of some basic concepts in chemistry. Okay. Let's discuss the question. In this year, the question is asked. This is very simple and fundamental one. What is the weight of oxygen required for the complete combustion of 2.8 kilogram of ethylene? The answer should be in kilogram. They mentioned in kg. So basically what we have to do is ethylene is nothing but a C2H4 is reacted with oxygen is a combustion reaction. Basically combustion reaction is nothing but it will give carbon dioxide and hydrogen H2O as a product. Okay. So to make one carbon dioxide and for water molecule there is a 4 hydrogen, so 2 water molecule, there is a 2 carbon, so there is a 2 carbon dioxide. So to balance this equation, oxygen should be 6 times, which means 3 O2, because here 4 oxygen is there, here 2 oxygen is there, so totally 6 oxygen is needed. So the idea is for 1 mole of ethylene, 1 mole of ethylene is how much in weight? For carbon it is 12 atomic mass. What is called atomic mass of carbon is 12. There is a 2 carbon atom, so 12 plus 12 is 24. Then also there is a 4 hydrogen, so 28, which means 28 gram per mole, which means 1 mole contains this much of weight. So 1 mole of ethylene, basically 28 gram of ethylene required 3 moles of oxygen. 1 mole of oxygen, which means 1 mole of oxygen is O2. 1 oxygen has a weight of 16. 2 oxygen has a weight of 32. Okay, 2 oxygen has a weight of 32. So 6 oxygen has a weight of 96. Okay, right? 1 oxygen has 16. There is a 6 oxygen, which means 3 O2. So 16 multiplied by 6, it will give 96. So for 1 mole of ethylene to combust, which means combustion reaction, to undergo the combustion reaction, it requires 3 moles of oxygen, which means 28 gram of ethylene requires 96 grams of oxygen. So for 1 gram of ethylene requires 96 divided by 28, which is in the gram. So what we have to do, it is nothing for 2.8 kilogram of ethylene. So we can multiply by 2.8 kilogram. So before this we are going to convert the kilogram into gram. So I am erasing some part of this slide to write. Okay, I am erasing these. Okay, so 2.8 kilogram, 2.8 kilogram multiplied by 1000, it is nothing but a gram. Multiplied by 1000, it will give 28, then 280, then 2800 gram. Then 2800 gram of ethylene requires what? Then 2800 gram of ethylene requires 96 divided by 28 multiplied by 2800. If we multiply, what we get? Multiply, which means cancel out the 28 and 2080, it will give 100. So basically 9600 grams, because gram get cancelled. That is another 1 gram. Gram is a unit of the final answer, right? But they are asking in the kilogram. Okay, 96,000 divided by 1000, it will give the kilogram. So 96,000 divided by 1000, it will give 9.6 kilogram. So basically 9.6 kilogram of oxygen is required to, which means required for the combustion of 1 mole of ethylene. This is the answer for this question. This is a way to solve this question. Initially we have to write the chemical equation and balance the equation and find how many moles of oxygen is required. So 1 mole of oxygen is O2. Basically there is a 3 moles of oxygen, which means 6 oxygen atom. 1 oxygen atom has a weight of 16 gram. So 6 oxygen atom has a weight of 96 gram. Okay, so the weight of ethylene is 28 grams. So 28 gram of ethylene requires 96 gram. So 1 gram of ethylene requires 96 divided by 28 gram. So 2.8 kilogram of ethylene requires, I am converting the kilogram into gram. So 96 gram divided by 28 gram multiplied by 2800 gram, it will give the Required amount of oxygen for the combustion of 2.8 kilogram of ethylene. We can convert the final answer into gram or else kilogram if we want. Okay. The next question is, it is very simple one. The pH of the water at 25 degrees Celsius is nearly, okay, pH of the water. This is a simple water. This is not a salty water. This is not acidic water. They mentioned as a simply water. So pH of the water is always 7. Okay, so 7. So this is the answer for this question also. Okay.